going on? What's going on, peoples? Family. Damn loud barking ass dogs. So, just walking through the neighborhood, and I'm actually gonna go get on the bus and take the train to go see my peoples or whatever. And damn, my puppy screaming loud. They hate when I leave the house. Anyway, just walking through the neighborhood, and I just wanted to share a little bit of knowledge with some of my peoples who might be interested in what I do, what I'm doing. I don't always let people know everything that I'm doing. You know, I'll share some things with the public here and there. Let's see. My journey actually started with this plot of land here in around April 2019. A little bit before that, but I got here. I was in actual possession starting in April 2019. And I was actually in the shelter system out here. I was staying in the shelter, and I was still working. At the time, I was working at Advanced Auto Parts on Freedom Drive, and it's kind of nippy out here. So, where was that at? Oh yeah. So I was working. I was in the shelter. I was kind of eavesdropping on a conversation between a counselor and one of the brothers there, stay in the shelter or whatever. And the counselor was telling them that there's state funds that'll rehouse you or whatnot for like 90 days, something to the tune of that. So ended up asking about it, finding out about it, and I think it was less than 30 days I was here in the Hoskins area. And started out supposed to be renting a bedroom at 113 South Linwood Avenue. But what ended up happening was, matter of fact, just walk down this way. Yeah. What ended up happening was this woman's contracts were just bogus, and I've been studying contract law for a long time, and she's obviously an amateur at what she's doing. Somebody's been showing her something, and she's been doing it the same way for like the last 10 years, incorrectly. So I brought it to her attention, and I said, hey, look, I'll help you with your contracts and stuff. You just let me live rent-free. I'll help you with all your properties. I done looked you up. You got a lot of properties. And if you have these same contracts, then you're stacking up a lot of liability for yourself. So, I just try to be useful, give myself a little job, And she wasn't going for that. She decided to try to take me to court. And I beat her ever since. So she finally, a year later, decided to wise up and get an attorney. Some guy named Mark Tariq Joyner. He's like a PhD or something. Has his own firm. He's from South Carolina. So she got him. He sent me a demand letter. Some old bullshit demand letter. And I was just like, all right. I sent him a couple paragraphs back. And after that, he said he didn't want anything to do with it anymore. So, next thing that happens is a few months go by, and she gets another attorney by the name of R. Gregory Thompson. and he's been practicing law here since like 1985. And man, this guy, he's a dirty bastard, man. I ain't gonna lie. He's pretty dirty with this shit. So they didn't know what to do with me because I had reported this woman to the real estate commission because she started renting out. She was treating the house as though it was like a halfway house. And it's not a halfway house at all. It's just a regular 4-bedroom single family home. And one of the bedrooms, they just added it on. It's not even actually supposed to be on the house. And that was the bedroom that I was in. Go figure. So, matter of fact, I'm walking past the house right now. Here it is right here. They took my heavy bag off of the, you know what, I'm going back to the crib real quick. Throw something on. They took my heavy bag off the porch, threw all my shit out of my room. Man, I had about maybe $10,000 worth of stuff in there, you know. Then my woman, she had her children's Social Security cards in there, you know, little shit that you need to function with, that you functioning with. And we just didn't have that stuff anymore. So this was October of 2020 when they decided, after I had put the real estate commission on her, and she's not supposed to be renting those rooms, and then she's renting the rooms out to brothers who are a danger to children. I didn't know that shit until somebody told me, and I looked it up on the sex offender registration or whatever. And I was like, oh man, she's putting these people in here like that? Nah, while I'm in here, and then I got to be arguing with these dudes in here because there's one refrigerator and one stove. But you're supposed to be running a facility and you're leasing out each one of these bedrooms. You can't do that. Somebody could get hurt in there. The law says that you have to have a license and permitting for that. You can't just do that. And you have to have a permanent staff member there who can supervise the situation. Because somebody, like I said, somebody could get hurt. You know, I'm always having to check somebody for eating my food in there. So, you know, at the time, that's how it was going. So I just decided that had to stop. And I already brought it to her attention. And I waited for a long time before I made my decision to just straight up eat her up in the courthouse and through the system. So when I got those guys out of there, I was the only one in there. She came through one day while I was at work, and I just happened to get off, and she's got these guys in the house, and they're removing furniture and stuff. Some stuff that she say belong to her or whatever. So I called the popo this time. I ain't called my brother. I called the popo. I said, let me make a police report of this so that way when I change these locks, you know, they'll know. So I told them, and it's crazy because they ain't even make these people return my food, man. They took my food out the cabinets. Like, they took everything. They even took the seasonings. They ain't even leave a fucking grain of rice in there. So that shit was crazy. So the police was like, okay, yeah, they leaving anyway. So I was like, all right. He's like, they're about done, they leaving. So the police, he leave before they leave. I'm like, man, what the fuck? You supposed to be staying right there. I'm in the house by myself with these niggas going through this shit right now. So one of the old heads that used to stay there, she called him to come back and, you know, grab some sneaks and some clothes and a fucking little TV and tell him to come back on the property and shit and come back in one of them rooms. Because she was scared to death of me being in there by myself. Because she know that there's a good possibility that I was gonna put a whole bunch of some mores in them rooms, straight up. Cause we're gonna hold this area down. That's what it is. I don't care who don't like it, whatever. So I was arguing with this guy. I'm like, hold on, man. You really are trespassing. You ain't supposed to be in here. I know he got somewhere else to stay because he's on medication. And he goes where his medication's got to be on ice at. He ain't been there for 2 weeks. No medication, refrigerator, none of that. So I knew he was gone. So my woman came through and told him straight up, nah, you getting the fuck out of here. I don't know I can't remember exactly what she said to him, but whatever, it was the way she said it. He packed his shit up and left. To make a long story short, I ain't gonna go through the whole thing. I actually got it on videotape, like, everything that happened and transpired and stuff. I got on YouTube. I got it on the YouTube page, so I'll be posting some of that stuff shortly so that people can see, just the whole transition. So, October the 8th, make a long story short, this is like a couple days later, October the 8th, I had changed the locks. I told the police I was going to change the locks. And I did that. And so I left off the street. I was in there washing clothes. I needed some more washing pad or something. I went up to the dollar store. I'm coming back. They ain't had what I needed. I'm coming back. It's a dude breaking the fucking lock off the door, man. With a damn 2-foot pry bar, a crowbar, a big yellow one. I got this shit on I recorded it. They ain't think I was gonna be there. Somebody in the area must have told them, like, oh, he just bounced or something. Go ahead and change them locks on them real quick. So they thought they was gonna do that. So I'm gonna cut this right here, and we're gonna pick up this conversation in a little bit.